Streaming cyberspace into your place from Concord Speedway, YesterYear Racing, where past meets present, introduces 2009 to the now with the running of the Zach Brewer Classic, the opening round on the YesterYear Racing Tour Modified Series 2026 schedule. And you can witness all the green to checkered action live as it happens right here on the Virtual Grip Network. Well, the chase for the old red boot, one of the most unique trophies among any league on the iRacing platform, begins tonight. The YesterYear Modified Series is the flagship racing series sanctioned by the YesterYear Racing League. This year's 2026 schedule will be a rerunning of 15 NASCAR-sanctioned races from the year 2009. Each race is set up based on the actual race in history. Track, weather, rules, point system, length of race, time of day, all are identical to the event that took place some 17 years ago. Now, Tom Ogle is the defending champion, but Goga Ogle is not a go tonight as he's expected not to run a full season. So, that serves to heighten the hopes of the other 29 drivers in pursuit of the old red boot. So pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in for the excitement of simulated tour mods on a short track. Hey, a warm Tar Heel State hello and welcome on this Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. The institution, J.R. Shepherd, joins yours truly, Bill Stoops on. Hi, at the VGN press box to bring you our words eye view. Turn the knobs and pushing the sliders. Well, let's replay Ryan Seneca. Okay, partner, first off, congratulations on the birth of your daughter. You know, with whatever energy you have left in you, can you tell us about tonight?
Oh, I'm going to do my best. Definitely tired after this past week, but so Concord Speedway, it's a very unique and tricky track to get around, at least to get around correctly. This place is a half mile in length, got 3 turns. The banking's anywhere from 10 to 14, so pretty consistent there, but these modified, they carry a lot of speed around this place. And the tricky part is that this track is so line sensitive. So you have to make sure that you stay in the racing groove on entry or it will kill your momentum and make you an easy pass for your competitors. And on top of that, it is very easy in these modifieds at this place to carry too much speed into the corner, which will also push you up the racetrack and kill your momentum. So taking all of that into consideration, the worst place on the track to carry too much speed on entry tonight or to miss that racing line is going to be in the turn 3. If you do it there, you will more than likely hit that outside wall and corner exit. And Soup, there have been many a pileup at this track in the past, right there on the front stretch. This is race number 1 of the season. The last thing you want is to start the season with a bad finish. So for tonight, you have to keep your car clean and be very aware of your surroundings if you want a chance to have a solid finish to kick off this season.
Folks, I've done a lot of broadcasts, and the only time that I really ever pay attention to what my commentator partner is saying is when I'm sitting next to J.R. Shepherd. Turn 3, watch out for it. Hey, with this being the first race of the season, we don't really need to talk about points, but I want to quickly run through what's going on here tonight. This is the 3rd running of the Zach Brewer Classic, which honors Southern modified driver and North Carolina native Zach Brewer. Zach raced Tour Modifieds for the Hillbilly Racing Team at Bowman Gray, and on the Smart Tour. He also raced in the Goody Dash Series and in the 1990s and early 2000s. Sadly, Zach died at March 3rd of 2024 at the age of 44 due to the complications for a routine surgery. You know, YesterYear's Racing League founder Alan Wanamaker, well, once again, he's going to park his familiar 9-ball car tonight and instead drive Zach's 79 Hillbilly Racing Machine in honor of the North Carolina driver. Let's talk about some of the drivers that are here tonight. Rex Hoyle won this Zach Brewer Classic in 2024. That was held at North Wilkesboro, while Tom Ogle won it in 25, and that was held at Hickory. There are 4 drivers making their YesterYear Racing debut: A.J. Hamill, Roger Hurley, Glenn, Rum Runner Jameson, and Chris the Whirlwind Whirl are all making their series debut tonight. 9 drivers in the field are eligible for the Rookie of the Year. That'll be fun. The winner of that gets to go to the IROC Series next season. Okay, Hubble, YesterYear's racing in-house AI bot, has tallied up the driver statistics for the fast performances of Concord Speedway and likes Brian Neff to win tonight, with Rex Oil and James Lowe filling out the podium. Now, on a personal note, if Brian Neff wins tonight, I will personally eat the old red boot. So let's go to our spotlighted driver of the race. We have our own in-house odds maker. It's Simon and Poindexter, hanging out in those smoke-filled dark rooms in the back alleys of the Las Vegas casinos. They've set Brian Neff as the spotlighted driver, and they got the over-under number at 10.5. So, partner, first pick of the season for you. Bet the under if you think Neff will finish in the top 10. Bet the over if you get 11th or worse.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go under tonight. I know Brian didn't get a whole lot of practice, but he's got tons of experience around here, and he's inside the top 10 in qualifying, so I'll go with under tonight.
All right. With that said, they're gridding up. Let's go ahead and set the grid. We've got a pretty large field. Well, there's Papa Kenny Allen on the pole. He's going to flank by the whirlwind Chris Worrell.
The newest spicy Cheez-It superstar is... It's the Crunch! Fight me!
This is the world's smartest wallet. Watch this. Hey, I'm Daniel, founder of Ridge. 13 years ago, my friends and I set out to create a better wallet. Something slim, durable, and actually designed for everyday use. Today, after over 8 million wallets sold, this is where we've landed, the Ridge Wallet 2.0. The redesigned system makes accessing your cards smoother and faster, while still holding everything securely. It holds 1 to 12 cards in cash without stretching out or getting bulky. It stays slim, fits comfortably in your front pocket, and doesn't fall apart over time. And now you can add our tracker card.
So if your wallet ever goes missing, you can ping it straight from your phone.
No guessing, no tearing the house apart. That kind of peace of mind is something we wish existed when we started Ridge, and now it does. And while performance comes first, we've expanded into bold new designs like Forged Fetty and Iridescent. Same durability, same functionality, just a bolder look for a limited time. This is what Ridge has always been about, constantly improving the product and building better solutions for how people actually live. You can try our wallets for 99 days risk-free.
And with our new Built for Life warranty, if you ever lose it, we'll replace it, no questions asked.
And for a limited time during our anniversary sale, you can save on our most popular designs. If you've been thinking about upgrading or trying Ridge for the first time, now's the time. Find yours at ridge.com.
Inside row 2, we got A.J. Hamill on the outside, Luke Logan Allen.
Roger Hurley and James Lowe fill up row 3.
Rolling off in 7th, we got Todd Cousins on the outside in 8th, Scott Negus.
All right, here's our spotlighted driver, Brian Neff in 9th. He's going to be inside of Todd Liston.
Inside row 6, we got Jeff Lemire. Outside, Chris Hazlett.
The Bacon Sunspot is Jeff Lee Harden with Terrence Childs outside of him.
Rolling off in 15th tonight, we got Jerry Isaacs. Outside in 16th, Brian Johnson.
The rum runner, Glenn Jameson, in 17th position. Series organizer, Alan Wanamaker, flanking him.
Row 10, we got inside Rory Collins. Outside, Thomas Hilbert.
With a face card and an ace, it's Chris Davis. Oh, my goodness. Eric Teapart Stout down in the double duck spot.
Inside row 12, we got Lloyd Moore. On the outside, Bruce Pearson.
William Martin and Brian Bianchi go 25th and 26th.
Last row on the grid, 27th, Gavin Adams. 28th, Steve Hilbert.
Okay, RJ and I are going to get our commentator's bonus for getting through the whole thing before we go green. You know what to do. We wait. Gather the chickens ain't covering on the cows because the horses are out of the barn. And it is indeed Kenny Allen leading the stampede down into the first corner. Drifting up high is the whirlwind Chris Worrell. He trucks into second. A.J. Hamill, watch out for him, making his series debut. He could be really good. Luke Logan Allen, Kid Lemon Lime, sitting there in 4th position, round out your top 5. James Lowe of BRL fame.
And it's early, big race here, 150 laps, but right now all of these drivers, you can see them moving around. You see the marbles being thrown up early, but these drivers, they're trying to get down to the bottom of the racetrack. That's where the most grip is going to be at tonight.
Neff safely tucks into 9th position. They are single file. Well, now all the way back until we get to the very back on the outside. Chris Davis trying to make that work. That's not going to work for him. No, excuse me. He's in the number 7. Got some new numbers out here for guys to confuse me a little bit. 27 stuck on the outside. That's Lloyd Moore.
Yeah, definitely. Some of these drivers struggling, and I'm not so sure if some of them aren't just trying to get out of the way and let some of these hard charging drivers come through the field, because we do have a lot of drivers that are typically very fast that had poor qualifying runs here tonight.
One of those is Eric Teapot Stout. Been crushing it over in the modified series for the Red Light Racing League. He is well down the order right now, sitting in 20th. The fans came into this, pundits alike, thinking about a Stout James Lowe duel. But right now they are separated by, a dozen or so cars.
Yeah, one thing I can tell you from watching Mr. Stout there is that never count him out, especially in a race like this. We got 150 laps, so it's 50 more laps than what he's accustomed to. So he's got plenty of time to come through the field.
More than enough time. Let's go up to the leader. All right, JR, we do the Thursday night race with Ken Allen. He's got it wired in right now. He must like the setup or something. These are fixed setups, but boy, he's cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. And, a lot of it comes down to driving style. So we watch him in the SK Modifieds, and he does have success on the Red Light Racing League side from time to time, depending on what track we go to. But I've always noticed, especially last season here at YesterYear, he tends to like this Tour Modified. He likes that extra horsepower. There's a little bit less grip because these cars are sliding around, carrying more speed. It just seems to fit him better. And tonight, he's showcasing that. He's pulled away to over a 1 second lead.
Let's look back for fourth position. Kid Lemon Lime, Luke Logan Allen got it in the wall. He's going to lose a spot. James Lowe picks it up. And we got some issues. Is that Roger Hurley? Oh, no, it's Gavin Adams.
Yeah, we see going into turn 3 here, and that's, it's kind of typical. I'm not sure why he stopped unless he had an issue, but yeah, when you're trying to get to the inside of a driver through turn 3, if you hold that steering wheel down, like he's trying to do on corner exit to not push up into Bruce Pearson there, the rear end will kind of kick out on you. But that looked like he had something else going there. Yeah, that absolutely looks like he's got some type of hardware failure, because he never stopped turning left.
Yeah, that did not look like a normal incident for him. Okay, sitting on the top of the drivers we can talk to, I'm going to bring in Chris Davis. Chris, you got a minute to talk to the booth? Oh, maybe not.
No, I got you.
Okay, got you, man. All right, you're well back there. Tell me what's going on out on the track. How's it feel?
Well, I'm still figuring it out. I walked through the door still wearing a suit, turned things on, had a few minutes to get logged in, and I heard Alan, whoever it was, giving us the rundown on the field, got in the car just in time to qualify. Almost put it in the fence a couple of times, so I'm still figuring it out. But that's the nice thing about 100 laps here, right? Or however many laps.
150, you got more, baby. Yep.
Oh my gosh, I've got not only lesson 101, but 102 before we're done here tonight. So I'm going to try and figure it out, take my time, be easy. I'm messing around with the brake bias a bit. Car's loose, a whole lot of horsepower here, so it's easy to get it sideways, and I don't want to do that. So just going to try and take our time and pick cars off one at a time, and I'm guessing within 40 laps, we'll be in the top 10.
All right. Hey, JR said watch out for corner 3, turn 3, baby. So if that helps you at all right? They're doubling up. Go get them.
No, it's turn 5. Turn 5 is the tough one here.
Yeah, right. Let's hope that's not true.
Hi, we're All Modern. We sell all styles of modern furniture and decor, from Scandi to mid-century. Then we deliver it all ASAP for free. That's right, free. It's all hand-vetted for quality, so you know it could withstand it all. All your guests, all your kids, all your needs. Looking to make modern life easy? You're all set. All modern. Modern made simple.
You want to file free? Hit it.
All right. Chris Dave is always a good sport. We get good information when we get to talk to the drivers during caution. Not sure how often we're going to do it here. A lot of times the opening round of a series, and we have a lot of mixed guys that aren't used to racing together. Might be a little messier than usual. All right, let's see if Papa Kenny Allen, he's been out front all the laps so far. They go. The outside line. That's the whirlwind, Chris Whirl. He'll tuck into second. They get it sorted out. A.J. Hamill, low, and even though he put it in the wall, Luke Logan Allen still racing in the top 5.
Yeah, and talking about Ken Allen being very good in these cars, the one driver I do expect to watch, even though he had a little bit of issue early, is Luke Logan, because we know he likes driving cars that don't handle well. At least he's fast in them anyway, so I expect him to continue to move forward.
Let's go back and look at car number 14, Brian Bianchi, who currently racing in 17th spot right now. He's got 2x2 in front of him. Bianchi is up 8 positions. Oh, and I knew what was happening. There goes the 93. That is the Lipper. Chris Hazlip, he saves it. I don't think we're going to go to caution. Oh, I guess we're going to get one. But he saved it.
Yeah, just looking at that, so we get a look at the replay there. So we've talked about it in past races, but you see Rory Collins, he just carries a little too much speed in there, gets into the back of Chris Hazlem, and it's easy to do because it's hard to see out of the front of these modifieds. It sounds dumb, but when you sit inside of these modifieds, you see that big air cleaner there. You've also got the A-pillar that kind of blocks a lot of your vision, so you cannot always tell when the drivers around you are checking up.
Think I might have had some gremlins. Hopefully I'm back. Are we good here? All right. Missed you guys. Apparently I left and came back and didn't even know. JR holding down the fort while I was gone. Which is only fair, as I had to do a Thursday night race all by myself because JR had some priority issues. Thought it was more important to be with his wife when she was delivering a baby than come and be with me on a Thursday night to do the red light racing. Like, I'll let that one slide, but that's about it, buddy. How's she going? Is everybody healthy? Everything going well? Are they all home?
Oh, yeah. We got to come home Friday night, so far everything's going well. And I will tell you, I felt bad. I did think about coming back Thursday night from the hospital just to be with you, but I was getting some pretty evil looks, so I chose not to.
Well, at least she could have done his made her middle name Soup. I thought that's a reward. Okay, so we are working lap number 22. Nobody has come in for a stop yet, even the guys in the back. Everybody's still out there. Kenny Allen been leading the whole way. Big mover. Brian Bianchi, remember we went to him right before that incident and he was able to vulture a few more spots. He's now up double digits, 10 spots. Well, let's try this for the third time. Second restart. They wait. James Lowe trying to get Chris Whirl, their teammates, to get going. Whirl with a good run out of 2. I think he's going to challenge. Nope. Thought he was going to force it down into 3, but didn't work that way.
Yeah, and that's something we got to keep an eye on tonight. So you saw Whirl, he actually turned into the corner a little bit earlier. Ken Allen trying to get the arc and come in, but that is something that you'll see drivers do just because of the varying driving styles, and a lot of times it will create some contact. So it was good heads-up drive by both drivers there.
A.J. Hamill and Liston in a battle for third. Oh, that's James Lowe that's on the outside. Used to seeing him in the number 99. He's got a different number tonight.
Yeah, and AJ's another driver. You know, we talked about several of these drivers not having amazing qualifying runs. AJ actually started in third, but he fell back early in the race here. So he's making his way back forward, and I expect him to continue to do so because he's normally fast on these short tracks that are kind of odd.
Let's go to Teapot. This is Eric Stout. Slowly but surely working his way up, working on the run runner, Glenn Jameson right now. Gets a good run off of 2, takes it in deep through 3, gets to the inside. Should be able to finish this off. One more spot.
Yeah, and he's being very calculated with the passes that he's making. And you can see another thing I saw right there is that he's coming off of the corner a little bit lower than some of these other drivers. A lot of these other drivers are carrying that throttle, allowing the car to push all the way up on exit. He's coming off more straight. So he's taking good care of his tires while he's moving forward to the field.
Brian Bianchi in the 14 has been watching action, not really in it, just getting, now he's in it. Oh, and he got it, I can feel it coming. Did he turn him? He turned him. Oh, and it carries on down the road.
Yeah, there was more carnage there, and I believe Chris Davis, who we talked to just a minute ago, may have gotten a piece of that. It looked like his left front was kind of towed in there, but we'll get a better vantage point of it in a second.
Voila!
Meatloaf? Again? That's it? I'm switching families.
You can't just switch.
Why not? The Garcias just switched their internet to Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet, and they eat pizza on Mondays.
How long have you been planning this?
Saw the Meatloaf. Made some calls. See ya.
For a limited time, get Verizon Fios for just $20 a month or a Samsung TV on us.
Maybe we should get Verizon Fios.
Maybe you should use less ketchup.
Great job. That's Rory Collins, who was first on the scene, who snuck through on the outside.
Yeah, and right there, that's what I talked about. Some drivers will come in right on that yellow line. Some drivers will try to arc it, and there is so much speed that can be lost. Talking about that line-sensitive racetrack, that if you hit it and the guy in front of you doesn't, you will close in super fast. And it's hard to avoid. And you can see from the checkup there with some of those drivers, Lloyd Moore going around, Chris Davis going around. Indeed, he hits that inside wall, and that's where his left front suspension damage came from. And it does appear he's got a meatball. So no fast repairs in this league. He's going to be done.
Yeah, curse of the interview. He made it through the first incident and got into the outside wall. He was going by, scared Lloyd Moore. Lloyd got into the inside wall. I think Lloyd's going to be okay. We were watching Bianchi make his way through the field, and finally he ran out of luck, so his climb comes to an end, at least for now. I scroll through here looking at, see who else we can talk to. Yeah, we'll wait a bit since we only have one more lap. Next chance we get, we'll talk to our spotlighted driver. We'll talk to Brian Neff. My partner had confidence that he would finish inside the top 10. He's racing in 9th right now. Well, they start to double up. How long can Kenny Allen stay out front? Chris Worrell credited with leading 1 lap.
Yeah, and it's going to be just about being very precise. We're getting ready to go green here. You know, they can't take off until the green flag flies, so you're pretty well even. It's a lot kind of based on reaction time, but you got to get through turn 1 well, so you got to focus on that entry here.
They wait. Allen with a good jump. Worrell on the outside. Worrell trying to hang in, but it's a hard job to do. The front 2 go single file. Looking to the inside is A.J. Hamill, but he backs out of it. That was close. Now they're 2 wide behind him. James Lowe stuck on top. He's been up top a lot. That is Luke Logan Allen below him. Wow, this is experience against youth, and old age and treachery beats youth and exuberance every time, is what I've been told. Look at this. Allen gives him a little, who's treacherous? Allen gives him a bump. Then getting way up high, that's Todd Cousins, who almost puts it in the wall. Todd Liston working down low.
Yeah, right now you can see James Lowe trying to do the crossover. Now is the time to do that two-wide racing. While you still got some grip, you can see right through that tri-oval section, that turn 2 area. If you're on the outside, there is very little grip out there, and we've got another caution out on Speedway.
Do you know what? I think is it Brian Bianchi and Steve Hilbert? Is that what I'm looking at? Is that? We'll see if I'm looking at the same instant that iRacing is looking at. Hilbert did a little 360 after Bianchi got into him and pushed him up. I think that was it. Apparently did not register on. There it is.
Yeah, that's through that tri-oval section again. It's very tricky through there, and I can tell you from driving the car, it's very difficult to go through there full throttle in these Tour Modifieds, and I think Bianchi just had one heck of a run. And again, that line sensitive deal, if you're more toward that inside line, you're going to have a lot more grip than the driver on the outside, and the two just came together there.
That was a nice save from the chief. Former police chief of Plain City, Ohio, is Steve Hilbert. Bianchi, on the other hand, has been very active. Okay, Director, can you reach down there? Do you see Brian Neff? Can you pull him in? He's just right below where we were there. I saw his name. We got him. Brian is Soup up in the booth. Can you talk to us?
Can you hear me?
We got you. You're a spotlighted driver tonight. The line is 10.5. You're in 11th. My partner picked you to get there. The Hubble, the in-house AI, picked you to win this thing. How you feeling?
I'm feeling old, Soup. These guys, I'm just riding it out right now. Let's see how we are at the end, but pretty good league here.
What can you tell us about what your strategy might be? Are you?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay. All right, they're doubling up. Go get them.
Thanks.
I think his strategy is to win. Would be his strategy.
Here's something new, really new. A New York-style breakfast, built bold and stacked right. Try the East Coast pastrami egg sandwich, only at Brugger's Bagels.
Well, I guess the more cautions, the better for Kenny Allen. He's got to be out there. He's happy. He's led 43 of the 44 laps race so far. He's getting really good on the restarts. Let's watch it one more time. Allen and Whirl. And they get it rolling. Let's see if the momentum Whirl gets a little bit loose. Let's see if he can tuck down. He's done it every time. A.J. Hamill gives some room. He gets down in there. Lowe tucks in behind Hamill, and the front four are set. Battle going a little bit farther back. Todd Cousins very quick into fifth. Luke Logan Allen beginning to struggle a little bit, beginning to lose positions. That's a 77 of Roger Hurley on the outside with Todd Liston trying to get underneath.
And I don't know if you see it, Sue, but that yellow number 4, it's now made its way inside the top 10 here, so moving up quick.
We wait for some nice battle up here going on. In the popcorn position is Todd Liston getting a look at it. And now they get that sorted out. Hurley gets the best at it. Liston's going to work the top side. Kid Lemon Lime down on the bottom having a hard time getting it to go. They're rolling around the top. And here comes Teapot.
Yeah, this can be a frustrating place when you're side by side because if the two drivers don't make a mistake, you'll run side by side for a long time. That inside driver usually has the advantage in turns 1 and 3, but when you get over there that tri-oval section, you're usually slower through there, so it's just a back and forth.
Let's go to the lead. He's peaking. Worrell got a good run out of 4. Now he's got, I don't know if the inside line is the preferred position. He took a peek. Allen seemed to roll the top. JR is, I guess you just talked, he's going to try it one more time. I think Kenny's happy to let him go down there.
Yeah, and the thing is when you're completely beside somebody, that inside line kind of has the advantage. When you're slightly ahead, like you see Ken Allen there, it's difficult for that driver on the bottom to really go into the corner the way that they want to. They're having to be super easy to not push up into that outside driver. So Worrell's being very, very nice right now, which is what we want to see. We want to see good, tight, close racing, but we don't want to see anybody get used up.
The front 5 beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. That driver on the top, that was Brian Johnson, doing a good job of getting out of the way. Everybody going through. I think we got ourselves a long green flag run coming. People getting down into a rhythm now.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Ken Allen at the front's wanted. I think he must have made a little bit of a bobble, a little bit of a mistake, but now that he's got a gap, it's all about getting back into that rhythm. This is a very, very rhythm-type racetrack for a driver. The slightest mistake will cost you a ton of time, and right now Ken Allen's figured it out. Chris Worrell's starting to struggle a little bit with it right now because he's got A.J. Hamill that's all over him.
Could the fun that he was having trying to get underneath Allen a few laps ago be costing him? Boy, he's loose again. Be costing him right now because they are on him. A.J. Hamill is ready to pounce, as is James Lowe.
Yeah, that's another thing we kind of got to watch for. We've not had a long enough run for it to matter, but if you charge very hard on those opening laps after the green came out, you're going to start to see your car moving around. We're seeing a little bit with Worrell. His car's kind of wiggling, kicking the rear end out, especially on corner exit right there, where you see A.J. Hamill keeping it nice and straight exiting the corner. So as this run goes on, if we can stay green, you'll only see that get worse, and the drivers that used it up too early, they're going to start to go backwards.
I know it's hard to commentate with a crystal ball, but let's talk about Eric Stout, because he could be a factor before this is over. He's working hard to get through the field. Are you able to come in and get tires on this, or does he have to go 150 laps? What do you think?
We are allowed one set of tires in the pits. Now, we got another caution out on the speedway. It's right there on our screen. See, look. And we're hearing that was actually a second incident. So I think the original was probably back in turn 4. I saw an accident back there. We'll get a look here. See Brian Bianchi. I believe that might be Wanamaker.
Oh, Wanamaker got into Hardin, and then it's the concertina effect. A little bit of up and down motion going on there.
Yeah, that's that treacherous turn 3. I don't know why exactly, but it is one of those turns that cars are just attracted to one another. And this is that separate accident that we were actually watching right when the caution came out. We see Hazlett right here coming home to the front stretch. It's two cars coming together. It's hard to really say there. Hazlett looked like he might have come up just a little bit into the outside car, but ultimately turned him into the wall. So he's going to have some damage he's going to have to try to overcome tonight.
Okay, it's time for all you little soldiers in Soup's Clipboard Army to get out your tools, because we've had pit stops, and perhaps the biggest name of all coming in, the 07 of James Lowe coming in. Brian Bianchi. That was from earlier stops, so that really, but Lowe is the guy who you got to watch coming in. He was racing up front. The car was healthy.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Nina can't code. Interesting. Can it generate reports?
It can now.
Nice. So you're saying we can all build apps now? I'm on lunch.
I gotta make a call.
I'll be in my office.
Just built an inventory tracker.
Protein calculator.
Book sharing app.
A workflow manager that
Tracks who still owes for the group lunch.
Trash duty schedule.
Since no one seems to care.
Just built a performance
I just created
manager.
a goal tracking system.
We built the same thing, didn't we?
Yep.
Can this thing manage contact?
Is this SOC 2 compliant?
I want to animate this graph.
Create a party planner.
Profesor de Español.
An inter-office dating app. For dogs. For office dogs. You know what I mean?
Feeling healthy by leaps and bounds. Making a dinner that makes their whole day. And giving your best friend the best nutrients for their best life. Science did that.
The top 18 stay out. Now, Jerry Isaacs has made a stop on the caution before this one. Nope, I'm wrong. Isaacs came in this time, as did James Lowe. So Isaacs, the leader of all the cars who pitted. I don't think he'll be able to hold off James very long. James in 17. 1 through 15 stay out.
Yeah, so if you're one of those drivers that decided to pit, this is a good opportunity. It's close to halfway. If you just ride around and take care of that stuff, at some point, these leaders, they could decide to come in and get their set of tires put on the car, and in return, you could be one of the drivers that's up front.
Eric Stout up into 5th, our spotlighted driver. Negus in 7th. We go green. One more time, it's Allen and Whirl. Oh, Chris might get him this time. Is he going to close the door on him? No, he does not. Oh, boy, there was really no door to close. But I think he's going to get the momentum off of 4 if he can get the power down. JR, this is good racing.
Yeah, and the problem that Ken Allen's having here, they made contact. Worrell got into the wall, but the issue that he was having to regain that lead right there is that Worrell was actually in front of him. So he was further ahead. So when you get down to that next corner, you're going to push up into him, and Ken Allen was having to keep it turned down.
3 more laps credited for Chris Worrell out front. 4 total now. Allen has restored order. Hamill, Roger Worley, and Stout. Your top 5.
Yeah, and you see some of this side-by-side racing. So Luke Logan, he's trying to make that outside line work around Scott Negus. It's very, very tough, very difficult to do, especially when we get more marbles on that top side. But again, he's one of the drivers that can make a difficult car work or difficult handling situation work, and he's able to stay side by side lap after lap here.
Gets a little bit of the wall that time. The double nickel is Negus. On the outside is Luke Logan Allen. Pinned under there is our spotlighted driver, Brian Neff. Oh, and we love Brian Neff, but it's always a little scary to be racing around him because he's a very confident driver. Allen puts it in the wall one more time. Okay, I want to talk about this driver, Jerry Isaacs, having a good run. He's the leader on all the fresh rubber. He's feeling really good right now. That's Double Deuce Bruce Pearson in front of him. Isaacs is ahead of James Lowe. Those are the 2 guys that are leading on the fresh rubber.
Yeah, and his job at this point, in my opinion, is to stay ahead of those other drivers that pitted for tires. As long as you do that, you do not have to press and push to get through this traffic. Just take the passes as they come. Be very conservative with it, because like I talked about, you've already taken your set of tires. You're not pitting again. So if there's a caution that comes out, those leaders may decide to pit, and then you can cycle to the front.
And the only cars in front of him that he needs to pass are guys who have yet to pit. So yes, indeed, unless somebody's going to Ironman it, I should know this, and I apologize for not, but I think there's enough fuel in the cars to go 150 laps. I don't think they need to pit. Do you think that's right, Jer?
Yeah, I think we'll be fine on fuel here. This is such a short track, and you're actually not wide open throttle for very long around here. So yeah, it's going to be very easy to save fuel, even if you add a little bit of a short tank. And we've had a lot of caution laps that have helped with that too. So yeah, there's no need to take some fuel.
Okay, so now we have two battles to watch. We have Allen, Worrell, and Hamill up front. But the one that could be for the race win is back right now for 13th position. Let's go back and look at this one. This is Jerry Isaacs. He's leading all the cars who pitted, and James Lowe right behind him. Assuming all the guys in front need to come in eventually, these guys could cycle up to the front. Of course, when they get there, then they'll have the old rubber.
Yeah, you know, I talked about just trying to take care of your stuff, right. But once that car you're racing gets on your tail there, like we see James Lowe, that's when Jerry's going to go, hey, I got to get moving here. So he's going to start working over the cars in front of him, starting with Bruce Pearson, just to try to open up some type of a gap. And ideally, he'd like to have a car in between himself and James.
So as much as he'd like to save the rubber, because these spots are pretty pointless right now, the only spot that really matters is him and Lowe. And so he's got to race a little harder than he'd like to. Okay, Director, how about we go to second? Let's pay attention to Chris Worrell. I don't know how long Chris is going to be able to keep out there racing. He's been working hard. A.J. Hamill is behind him. A.J. seems to be very smooth. With that said, Worrell starts to run down. And we got a caution. It's the Racing Rev, the Lipper.
Meatloaf again? That's it? I'm switching families.
You can't just switch.
The Garcia just switched the internet to Verizon Fios. And they eat pizza on Mondays.
Get Verizon Fios 100% fiber internet starting at $20 a month.
See ya.
Hercules delivers professional performance and durability at prices that pull their weight. New tools, innovative technology, and a hassle-free warranty to back it up. Hercules, only at Harbor Freight.
A little bit of a, it was only like a 1/4 spin. It was, they put it at like 8:30.
Yeah, so a couple of things. He got a little loose coming off of the last corner there. So that heats up the rear tires, and it seems like very little. But when you get to that next corner, you're going to be a little bit freer than you were the last time you entered the corner. And on top of that, he enters just slightly high. You see his right side tires are just outside of the groove. So that decreases the grip as well, and the car just came around on him. So it's something very easy to do. You have to really remind yourself of that every time you slip those tires, that you got to be just a hair easier the next time you go into the next corner.
Well, you want some different race strategies? We've got 3 of them now. A lot of the leaders came in. A.J. Hamill up front. Chris Worrell came in. There are some people who are going to stay out. Only 3. A.J. Hamill, Eric Stout. Those guys are teammates.
Yeah, so Soup, I've already seen a big game changer on pit road here. So a lot of those drivers up front, including Ken Allen, they only took right side tires, which is what I would have done. But I've seen, for example, Chris Worrell, he took 4 tires, so he got passed by a lot of drivers on pit road. That's going to hamper his night here.
Interesting. We still have 60 laps to go. Can you just take right sides with 60 laps? You got to go 150 laps with the left side tires. Apparently, they don't do very much.
Yeah, the left sides don't mean as much. The car's handling will change. One of the main reasons for wanting to only take that right side tire versus the 4 tires is it's such a short track. There's always the risk of going a lap down if you stay on pit road for too long. So another thing that could cause you to go a lap down would be taking fuel, for example. So these cars we talked about, you don't need fuel to finish the race, but if you put fuel in these cars, they take a long time to fuel. They're not like the NASCAR series. where they are quick filling. So you do not want to take fuel. You got to make sure you got that unchecked when you come down pit road.
All right, they were doubling up, but the lights stay on the pace truck, so we're going to go around one more time, which gives us an opportunity to look at my favorite VGN graphic. It's the pit stop graphic, and I got stuff to talk about this time. All right, there you have it. The three guys on top, and really they're in the wrong order there. It's Hamill, Stout, and Allen. That's Luke, Logan, Allen. They've all stayed out. Then the next guys, that's that group we talked about. Isaacs and James Lowe and Harden. They're on that second strategy. And then you got the guys all the way down, Liston and Kenny Allen and Lloyd Moore. Just took the stop, and I think those are on 2 tires. And then you got the guys who stopped for 4 tires. That's some strategy. We go racing. New leader, AJ Hamill.
Yeah, Eric Stout started in second place, but he's already being challenged by Luke Logan here. And these are drivers, the 3 up front, that know each other very well and how to race around one another because they do it on a regular basis. Allen getting so tight through the trioval there, but they stay sorted out at the moment.
If tires mean anything. Oh, we got another one. Isaacs was just about to get him turned. Oh, using the Neff bar is the Winn-Dixie 60. On Alan Wanamaker, the series organizer. Now, this is just not good politics.
No, but, looking at that, it was hard to tell from that angle, but it looked like Allen had to check up so very slightly going into that. It doesn't mean he lifted or hit the brakes, but he, went from, say, 100% throttle to, say, 80 or 85% throttle, and in return, Neff got into the back of him. And I talked about it before, it's hard to see out of these cars, so if someone checks up in front of you, it is not something that is easy to tell just because of that air cleaner. That air cleaner sticks up so high in the car, it obstructs a lot of your vision.
Boy, if you are a driver and you're in a broadcasted race and you want a sympathetic color man to be in the booth, the man you want is J.R. Shepherd. He has a great attitude when it comes to these things. I love what he has to say. The front 3 stay out. Isaacs was just about to get around Kid Lemon Lime when the caution came out. This is going to be fascinating. He'll be starting in 4th, outside row. James Lowe inside of row 3. There are so many battles. Yes, there's the battle between Hamill and Stout with Luke Logan Allen in there as well. But how long can they stay? They've been out there for the whole race. Isaacs and Lowe are the guys on the fresher rubber. Todd Cousins is also a fast driver. He's in that strategy as well. Then you get back to the guy who's led all the laps. Kenny Allen is back there right behind them. And where the heck is Eric Stout? Well, he's well down the order.
Super real quick before we go green.
Your outdoor space is meant for gathering. Make it the hit of the neighborhood with Floor & Decor. From decorative tile and mosaics to lawn pavers and pool tile, bring your outdoor project to life no matter your style or budget. Create the outdoor space of your dreams with unmatched in-stock selection at affordable prices. Shop your outdoor project online or visit your local Floor & Decor today.
I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but watching Luke Logan there going very high in the corner under the pace laps, I do believe he was trying to pick up some of those marbles that caused a lot of problems toward the end of this race. So trying to clean that track to make that outside work a little better.
Oh, young man doing his chores. All right, 2 teammates up in front. AJ Hamill, of course, Eric Stout, who sits in 2nd position. Stout looking to work that top side. His teammate says, go ahead, buddy. You got it. Trying to work the top as well is Luke Logan Allen, Kid Lemon Lime. Boy, he's got it. He gets it as well.
And that's why you clean the track there, Sloop. It worked.
Oh, Mama Allen would be so proud of her boy. Did a little housework and gets rewarded for it. Okay, this is the interesting battle. Cousins now has got around Isaacs. Cousins is on the same strategy as Isaacs and James Lowe. Here comes Kenny Allen underneath. Man, there's so much to watch. I hate to jump you around, but Kenny Allen on the fresh rubber working underneath Isaacs now.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. I mean, number one, Ken Allen has had tons of speed tonight, so he's probably faster than what Jerry has been for the most part, but he also has fresher rubber. So once he gets in front here, I don't expect him to stop. He's going to be able to pass the cars ahead, I believe, easier than what he's doing on Jerry right now.
So he gets through. James Lowe gets underneath Jerry. Here comes the 55 of Negus. Now, Negus is on the Kenny Allen strategy. He's been out there. He stopped on that last yellow. JR, you got so many drivers on different agendas right now. It's hard to race when the pace between the cars are so different.
It is, and it sets up a recipe for disaster because of those varying strategies, the differing speeds, drivers that have been faster now in the back having to come through the field. It does create a lot of challenges so far. These drivers, they're doing good at it by staying green, and it's, that should just go to show that these drivers, they're very good at keeping up in their head who they're actually needing to race, because obviously if a guy's got much fresher tires than you, there's no need to keep racing them super hard. Just saw a caution, not a caution yet. There it is. Caution is out on the speedway, but I saw a wreck while we were talking there on the backstretch. I believe Brian Neff may have been involved, and I think that was Jeff Lemire that we see with the damage there.
And Brian Neff. Lemire, I'm gonna give Brian Neff a little bit. Lemire had to check up so he didn't get into the back of Rory Collins, and that slowed him down, and then he got in, and then all the heck broke loose from there.
Yeah, and this is an example we have not seen tonight, but it is common here. So if a driver goes into that tri-oval slow on the high side, you can have one driver try to duck down below, having to check up in order not to hit them, and then a third driver come in even lower, thinking that you're only 2 wide when in fact you're 3 wide, and then this is the aftermath. You see a lot of damaged race cars from it, but I've seen this time and time again. It's just one of those racing deals. You do not expect it. You're not looking for it as a driver, but man, it's hard to stay on top of that. Again, it's hard to see out of these cars, and this does happen here at Concord.
I'm not sure if we can find Eric Stout or AJ Hamill. Are either of those guys findable, Director? I look for them. I couldn't. All right, they're not there. I was going to tell them that this strategy, I just don't see this working, JR. I would think if they were going to come in at all, they'd have to come in now. The longer you wait, the less time you have to work your way through the field, I would think.
Yeah, and I think at this point, you've kind of made your plans. You're going to be staying out, and to be fair, a lot of these drivers that are on that plan, they normally run 100-lap races taking care of their tires. So I think they plan to go the whole 150 tonight and have probably been saving their tires from the very beginning. So I'm not sure it's going to be a winning move, but it's definitely a move that could get you a top 5, and maybe that's all they wanted, because Eric Stout, he started way back in 22nd place tonight, so he had to do something a little bit different, I feel like.
Bring up my favorite graph again, and we'll show you what's going on. The Fun 3 drivers, they've been out the whole time. Now, there you see the next guy. That's Todd Cousins. He has a little longer stint, but he has fresher rubber than the 3 guys in front. And then the guy who's really fast, Kenny Allen, inside of row 3. If I were a betting man, and my bank account would prove that I am, based on its lack of size, we go green. I put my money on the 49. He's been good, and he has the fresher tires. All right, Can the kid? Big one up front. A.J. Hamill, Todd Cousins. We got away lucky.
Yeah, we did. And there's a couple of more cars toward the start-finish line, but this is another Turn 3 accident. Man, it's one of those racing deals. AJ, I think, was trying to arc it in just a slight little bit, and in return, Todd Cousins was trying to turn into the corner. It's basically two cars going in the same area there, and the end result is major contact, but I think it's going to end AJ's night.
You see the two cars involved. I thought everyone was safe, and then there was a little tag afterwards, and that took out 3 more cars.
Yeah, luckily for them, I don't think there's any major damage there. There's definitely some good bumps, but I say that, and then I think we saw the 33 roll in and hit one of them, so there may be a couple of cars out after that one, too.
Well, partner, if you're going to Ironman it and go the whole race without stopping on the same set of tires, I guess the more caution laps, the better. I can't think that now Teapot and Kid Lemon Lime, this benefits them. Eric Stout and Luke Logan Allen out in front.
No, absolutely not. On this strategy, once Eric had the lead, I think he wanted it to stay green because he could kind of establish a little bit of a gap. It would have been harder for Ken Allen to have to work his way through passing people on the racetrack and harder to make up that gap that Eric would have been able to establish. But now that we've had that one caution, we've now had multiple cautions, and I think Eric's strategy is to hope that we continue to have those cautions, because as long as we do, he can keep those old tires nice and cool for at least a handful of laps, 3, 4, maybe 5 laps. And he'll have speed similar to Ken Allen. It'll be after that Ken's going to have a huge advantage. So he's going to hope that we continue to get some cautions here.
So I guess what you're saying is if you're going to have 115 lap old tires, you'd like them to cool down as much as possible. And I guess that's it. Stout and Allen have been out the whole time. Kenny Allen back behind him, only been out there for less than 30 laps on this set. James Lowe kind of split the difference between them. All right, there goes the old rubber up front. We've seen the top side work. Do not be surprised if the number 6 doesn't get the best of the number 4, but that doesn't happen. They settle down. All right, you have a little bit of youngster, oldster here. Luke Logan Allen and his dad.
Yeah, and I'm sure Ken's going to want to try to get through, but I don't think he's going to get there, though. So he got to the inside of Luke Logan, and Luke gave him room there, which is a smart thing to do because he knows that his dad's got way fresher tires at this point.
Oh, nepotism on display. So the kid dropping now. Watch out for the double Nicholas Scott Negas. We haven't seen Negas much on BGN, but he has a reputation. He's in a nice battle with Kid Lemon Lime. All right, well, you've got some drama. Here it is. Eric Stout on 120 laps worth of tire laps on his rubber. Get it out, Soup. Kenny Allen, 33.
Yeah, and Stout's got a little bit of a lead right here, so it'd be interesting to see Ken if he can start to pull it back in. Lap traffic could come into play like we saw there that could slow him down. Right now it's down to about a half second. I would expect, like I said, Ken Allen to start to close that gap after we get a handful of laps of green here.
I'll tell you right now, if Eric Teapot Stout pulls this off, if he wants to start a cult, hand me the cup of Kool-Aid, because I'm on board. This will be amazing.
And it's a display soup of smart driving. So I mean, he knew qualifying didn't go the way he wanted it to. He started way in the back. He had to do something different, and it's very obvious at this point, 125 laps into this race, that he took care of his tires while he was trying to come through the field. Now, will it pay off for a win? Not sure, but it's definitely going to get him a great finish.
All right, so we're working lap number 129. That's my clue to the director. We roll around. That is correct. If you're thinking about winning, get the near ball spinning. Rip the groove, make your move. Put on your dancing shoes. Because you know what? Here comes Papa Kenny Allen. It's time to boogie, Papa. Oh my goodness, the old man knows how to cut a rug.
Oh, and there he is. He's closing in now that we've got heat in those tires, and we know from other races there, once he has that lead and he knows someone's got a faster car behind him, he's going to try to go create a gap. He did that, but now Ken Allen has got the advantage, and he's closing in. So now it's about Ken trying to set up this pass, and that's going to help him there.
Boy, there's nowhere to put the car with the lap traffic out there. Brian Johnson had to put it somewhere. They get it sorted out. Allen could not get it done. He still has plenty of time.
Yeah, the only thing that Ken's got to watch out for is you see James Lowe slowly closing in the background. Even though James is not on the same strategy that Ken is, if James gets there, it can cause Ken issues. Ken trying to make that pass on the inside just doesn't have the momentum this time.
Lipper trying to hide. Chris Hazlick does a good job. We cannot count out James Lowe, who's back there. 3 different strategies. Allen with the fresher. Oh, he gets a little bit of the wall, does Papa Kenny. Teapot going to try to Iron Man it, and then maybe in the best bet right now is James Lowe. He's coming. Allen's got to get this done quick before Lowe gets up there.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to make a pass. One, you're trying to pass Eric Stout, but 2, this track is not one that's easy to make passes on. You can see Ken Allen, he gets that run toward the inside, but Stout's able to carry the momentum off. This time, though, he's going to be on the inside going into 1.
Great job of William Martin getting out of the way. Lowe continuing to run these guys down. Allen with a good drive off the Ford, now right behind Stout. Gives him a little bit of a tap. Oh, that was beautiful. Some people may not like it, but it was perfectly done. The bump and run. Now you gotta run, baby, because here comes Teapot to the outside. Oh, he's loose. Lowe gets him. They lose momentum. Trying to roll the top.
Voila. Meatloaf? Again? That's it? I'm switching families.
You can't just switch.
Why not? The Garcias just switched their internet to Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet, and they eat pizza on Mondays.
How long have you been planning this?
Saw the Meatloaf. Made some calls. See ya.
For a limited time, get Verizon Fios for just $20 a month or a Samsung TV on us.
Maybe we should get Verizon Fios.
Maybe you should use less ketchup.
That's the lap car of Martin. Here comes the double nickel of Negus.
Yeah, lots of tight racing. And normally I'm not a fan of the bump and run, but in this situation, you got completely different tire strategies going on, and this is a difficult place to pass. Ken Allen, I feel like, did it the nicest way possible. Got that move made, and he's going to run away and hope that this thing goes green the rest of the way.
So coming into this one, a lot of the fans, a lot of the pundits were saying, boy, the battle between James Lowe and Eric Stout. Stout has been dominating the Red Light Racing League on Thursday night. Lowe has been dominating the Bootleg Racing League on Fridays and Saturdays. See them in the same race together? That was going to be exciting. We've got a caution. It cannot be Neff again. Are we looking at it?
Now, yeah, we see the 94 just getting into the back of Jeffrey Harden there, and that's another turn 3 accident. Yeah. So Hazelip doing a nice job getting by. Looks like Wanamaker got some damage coming in there. Rory Collins also, but I cannot tell you why. It doesn't make sense a lot of times, but turn 3 is the disaster area at this racetrack. It is so easy for contact to be made there.
Well, Kenny Allen was going to run away with this. He had Lowe and Stout battling it out. The race was his, but then that caution that we just had came out. That's going to put James Lowe to his outside. James Lowe has older tires, but I think he has 4 of them. He's been out there for 78 laps, Kenny for 54. The Road 2 is populated by the Ironmen. Well, Iron Men and Iron Boy, Eric Stout and Luke Logan Allen.
Oh, and I was going to say, Suit, based on that last little run, or toward the end of that run there, if I was Ken Allen, I might consider taking the outside here just to kind of not have Stout behind me. But in YesterYear Racing League, the leader has to take that inside every time. So be interesting here.
And you know why that is, boys and girls? That's because we are trying to recreate 2009. And in 2009, I believe they did not have lane choice for the leader. A lot of things were different in 2009. Our phones were attached to the wall, and there were typewriters. Well, maybe not.
Oh, another thing to consider as we're getting ready to go green here is that we can have a green-white checkered finish in this league. However, there's only one attempt at it, so we can finish under yellow, but there is the option of one green-white checkered finish, so it may not be over when we get the closing laps here.
Ooh, more laps for Stout and Allen to run on those old tires. All right, this is huge. We wait. It's all about psychic power, getting to mental telepathy with the flagman. Both men get a jump. Could this be the pass for the race win? Lowe has the advantage on the outside. Kenny Allen, I had this thing won, and now I've got to battle James Lowe. My tires are a little bit better, but he is James Lowe. He gets to the outside. He is not clear yet. Remember, Allen just sent Stout for a little bit of a run. Will he give a twofer here to James Lowe? Allen continue to fight. Now Allen with the advantage. Watch the momentum on the top side. Who's going to lead at the line? Maybe they don't have to finish the pass. Maybe this may have first to the line. We're looking lap number 147. They come around. Now it's Lowe. Allen gets up into him. Is it clear? No. Allen dives it in deeper than Beat Thick Poetry. They bump. Allen is off into the wall. Oh, sweet sassy molassie. The humanities. Does the caution come out? I guess not. Yes, it does. Oh
man, yeah, just some tight racing, and again, that's another example of why, if you're the leader, you'd like to take that outside lane, but you're just not given that option here. And this is ultimately what brought out the caution. It had nothing to do with Ken Allen initially, but a couple of cars there getting together. I believe that would be the 5 Torrance Childs and Rory Collins.
Well, it has been said, and we believe we have a green-white checker here.
Yep, this will be the only attempt.
Well, I want to lay this out, submitted for your approval. It has been said that revenge is a dish best served cold, and often by an offspring. Sitting right behind the man that just turned his papa, stealing the win from him.
Are you sure your tax expert is right for you? Switch to TurboTax Full Service. You'll be matched with a TurboTax expert and get real-time updates on their progress, and you get your best outcome guaranteed. Switch to TurboTax Full Service.
When it fits you. When it thrills you. When it connects and protects. This is 140 years of Mercedes-Benz innovation. It's more than a feeling. It's a bond. Experience everything a Mercedes-Benz SUV has to offer today.
His kid lemon lime Luke Logan Allen. Will he avenge his father's injustice? Who could argue if he did? Let you all stew on that for a while.
I can guarantee you that Luke Logan, no matter what the circumstances are, if he's up front toward the end of one of these races, he is going to dig hard. So those guys on the front row need to be ready to go.
All right, this is a tall order for Teapot. Fresher rubber on the inside. Coming into this, the talk was, boy, it's going to be fun to see Low and Stout match up against each other. The racing gods, they certainly are fickle, but they have pointed their bony, fickle finger of fate at James Lowe and Eric Stout. Here we have it, a two-lap shootout. This probably will not be the only time this season we see this. And in the back, ready to avenge his father. Hello, my name is Luke Logan Allen. You bumped my father. Prepare to die. Here we go. We're off. Logan Allen is on the inside. Look at Teapot roll the top. Down the back straight. Can the old rubber prevail? He pins James Lowe down. This is not for the win, but it may be a forebear of what's going to happen. Stout. Oh, my goodness. Will I have to join the Stout cult? Oh, no. He's going to pull it off. Going the whole way on one set of tires. Eric Teapot Stout gets the best of James Lowe. Luke Logan Allen takes third. That is some exciting racing. And it's over, but our broadcast is not. We'll take a short break. We'll come back, run down the entire finishing order. Talk to some of the drivers. I'll go on Amazon to research my worship robes, and we'll come back. Don't go far. You're watching the Virtual Group Network. Welcome back to Concord Speedway. You know, yesteryear racing where past meets present. Well, they put on quite a show here for the opening round. It's the Zach Brewer Classic. And man, this was a classic indeed. And you're watching it all here on the Virtual Drift Network. 14 more races to go. If they're all like this one, I don't know if my cardiologist will let me finish out the season. The results are in. Let's give them to you now. Well, he led for a while, then he got bumped out of the way, then he came back and he got it again. He was up 21 positions. He led 39 laps in total. We're talking about Eric Teapot Stout. Great battle with James Lowe, who finishes in second. Luke Logan Allen watched his father get beat up, was not able to avenge it. He finishes in third. We'll get to talk to him. A great run from Jerry Isaacs. We documented it, had an alternate strategy. He gets fourth place position. Scott Negus gets fifth. The back half of your top 10. Chris Worrell led 4 laps. He'll finish in sixth. Todd Liston, Lloyd Moore. The rum runner, Glenn Jameson, gets a good finish. He comes home in ninth, and rounding out your top 10. How about Double Deuce Bruce Pearson in 10th? Partner?
Yep, coming home in 11th place tonight. We got Todd Cousins. He was involved in a couple of things, but rallies back for a decent finish. Brian Neff, he'll come home in 12th, just outside of that 10.5 spot that was predicted. Tom Hilbert, he'll come home in 13th place. Torrance Childs, 14th. Bill Martin comes home in 15th. Ken Allen dominated a lot of this race tonight, caught up in that accident late, 6 laps down in 16th place. Brian Johnson will come home in 17th. Rory Collins, 18th place. Alan Wanamaker comes home in 19th, and Jeffrey Harden, he'll come home in 20th.
22, 24, 42, 48, and 52 laps down are Roger Worley, Chris Hayslip, AJ Hamill. Oh, he was racing up front, but he's not going to get a good result. Jeff Lemire and Brian Bianchi, who was climbing through the field till things went south. Then, more than 100 laps down, is Steve Hilbert, Chris Davis, and Gavin Adams. With that said, let's go ahead and talk to our race winner. It's Eric Teapot Stout. Teapot, congratulations, 150 laps of excitement. Go ahead, tell us your story.
I messed up qualifying. Was just trying to be patient and avoid, whatever was going to happen in front of me. Luckily, we didn't have like a big melee. And then I think it was like the third restart. I was on the outside line with some quicker cars in front of me, and the outside line just started moving. So we had like a succession of restarts, and it was like 2 spots, 2 spots, 2 spots, and then I was like up to 10th, and then I was 6th. And H and I, we were talking, and I was like, I'm pretty content, like right here, to just kind of let it play out, and was hoping we would get a long run, because I thought that is probably where my advantage would be if we had a chance for it to run long. And then obviously realized it wasn't going to. Didn't have a plan for tires apparently, so we just, after we stayed out and everyone pitted, we just decided, we made our bet at that point. And honestly, I think the cautions probably helped there at some point. But then, just at the end, I was basically cooked. I knew Ken was better than me. I was having a really hard time keeping it down, exiting 1. We kept catching the lap traffic at like the worst possible spot. He cut me a couple of breaks, which I appreciated. And then, a little contact. And then I got up into the marbles. And then once I was back in third, I kind of felt like it's probably where I deserved to be at that point. Because, Ken and James were really good all night, and they had fresh tires. So, they probably deserved to be up there. So I was fairly content with third. And then as I was watching them race, I was thinking, boy, these two, like, they might get together and hand it to me. But then when only Ken spun and we had the 1 restart on the outside, despite the tire disadvantage, I really liked my chances because of that huge run you can get coming out of 1. So, fired up for a win. Coming into this series is a little different. It's a different format, longer races. I think that this will suit my style and AJ's style having to really pay attention and conserve the tires. Although I didn't really have the opportunity tonight because of my stinky qualifying mess up. But happy to represent Red Light and come out and get a win in a really deep and strong field.
Great race, great interview. Good way to start the season. We'll see you down the road.
Thanks.
Race winner today, Eric Teapot Stout. All right, partner, who you got?
All right, I'm with James Lowe. Hey, James. Great finish tonight. As expected. I know you kind of had up and down night with the pit stop strategy. You came back through the field. So I'm going to take you right down to the end of the race. You got the lead. I know you did not want to see that last caution because it put you on the inside line. Walk us through that. But I got to say, very super respectful racing up front.
Yeah, first and foremost, hello, Mr. Shepard. Long time no hear. And congratulations on the kiddo. And
I appreciate it.
Yeah, as far as the race went, we decided to pit early. I kind of figured the tires weren't going to be that big of a deal, so I just got them out of the way early and was going to see what we could do. And we managed to get back up there, and the outside was just king on restarts. That restart with Kenny, I was able to get up kind of in front of him, and then being the end of the race, you're kind of, crowding and pinching as much as you can, and it all went wrong there. So I apologize to Kenny if it was my fault. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but yeah, that kind of ruined his race, and he was running really good. And then that restart, man, I knew I was cooked. Starting on the inside, just no bueno here, and Eric got the best of us tonight. But second place finish, man, we'll take it to start the season and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Great way to kick off the season. So, yeah, if you can't win, definitely come home in second. I know Eric's going to be big competition this season, but I'll get you out of here on this one tonight. So next week, you guys go to South Boston, track you've been to a lot in a lot of different vehicles, 150 laps. What are your thoughts going there?
Yeah, South Boston's been really good to me over the years in the BRL. So, we'll just we're still going to have to try to figure out this car. We had to figure it out a little bit tonight, and we'll have to do it there as well. We haven't ran these in a long time, so yeah, it's we'll just have to see what we got there.
Absolutely, man. Hey, we look forward to it this season. You guys put on a great show tonight, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
All right, guys. That's James Lowe. He's our second place finisher tonight. Soup, who you got in the booth now?
I'm smiling ear to ear. I get the pleasure of talking to Kid Lemon Lime, Luke Logan Allen, who finished third. Luke, you happy with your race result?
Yep.
Boy, that was a rough one. Yeah, I thought you were in trouble there. You had some issues. You fell back. You were able to come back for this one.
Yeah, I just overheated my right front, and everyone started to get by, and luckily got that lucky caution.
Any thoughts of coming in for tires, or when did you know you're going the distance?
I was mixed on. I was trying to think on tires, but I was seeing if maybe track position would be key, and well, it was key.
All right, it was indeed. All right, now listen. Your mom and dad love you. You always pay attention to listen to them, but right now I want you to listen to Uncle Soup. When you're in a race and you see your dad about to win, and somebody pinches him down into the inside wall and ruins his race, and you get a green-white checker right behind the guy who just stole it from your dad, next time that happens, you go out and punt him, okay, buddy? Don't listen to Mom and Dad on this one. Listen to Uncle Soup. I know best. You got me?
Okay.
All right. Well, good. Now get your homework done. Have a snack before you go to bed. Sweet dreams. We'll see you down the road. Well done, kid.
Thank you.
All right. Get lemon lime. Gonna spread. I try to spread wisdom whenever I can. Let's talk about what's gonna happen next. We hope you enjoyed this show. We have more of them lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different races coming up. Look at all the different tracks we're going to. Everything you could possibly want. We got stock cars. We got modified. We got modifieds. We've got open wheel Delaras on there. Holy moly! Everything on VGN. All those races, future and past ones, all a production of the Virtual Grip Network. With that said, we hope you enjoyed the show. If not, we'll try to do better next time. On behalf of all the little faces you see there, until next time, have fun storming the castle.